Okay, there we go. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone in chat. Sorry for the late start. Yes, indeed. Apologies. I am SolarLune. I'm an independent game developer and musician and stuff. and I'm the creator of Tetra 3D, a 3D renderer written from scratch, basically. I'm the creator of Masterplan, a project planning software I am making for game developers, which is also going very well. And yeah, so welcome to the stream. Hello. Sorry again for starting late. I started the stream on time, like at 10, but I always forget that. My camera, I usually take the power and everything out, and it just takes some time to, like, plug everything back in. So I always forget. I apologize. Okay. So before we start, this is Master Plan. This isn't Tetra 3D, but I thought I would go over basically what I did over the past like week or so in development, because it's always good to get some to look at how things are going. So something I'm adding or have added is the ability to select cards via the arrow keys. So you can press left and right or up or down to jump around like this. And you can also hold a control by default, and use the arrow keys to slide cards around, which is very nice. Works pretty well, where you can like you can like select multiple cards that are non-contiguous and then slide them around, and other cards will move around to kind of fit, accordingly, which is good. And I also re-added the ability to turn off the numbering for the top level cards. That was something that you could do previously, or that was something you could do previously in the previous version of Master Plan, but I just re-added that. So now you can say, like, I don't want to number the top level cards, so now the top card in any stack is blank, and then the cards underneath are numbered. So you can have, for example, a card that serves as kind of like a header, and be like, okay, this card is something I need to do, and then is broken down into multiple steps like this. So that's cool. Very nice. Yeah. So and also just some bug fixes and things like that. I also am trying to figure out how I want to deal with selection of multiple cards, or not selection, but rather pointing to different cards. Because currently, or in the current release version of Master Plan, if you copy a subpage and paste it, the pasted subpage will be referencing the original subpage, which worked, but it was causing some problems. So I took that out, and that's fine, because I was eventually going to add the ability to point to any card, not just subpages. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to have a specific kind of card for that, or if I want to have just maybe some text that you can write, like, for example, number 19 to point to the 19th card on this page, or something like that. But then how do you select cards from different pages, right? So different subpages. So it might be better if there was just like a specific card type that basically is just a button. You can then put it down, press a button or something to basically point it to a card, and then you're good to go. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Hello everyone in chat once again. Hello eBoat Right, welcome to the stream. Hello Lottie. Hello everybody. Welcome. All right. So that's what I did with Master Plan, which is cool. Now Tetra 3D. What have I done with Tetra 3D? I added accumulation buffers, or an accumulation buffer. So I'll show how that works in a couple seconds here. Also some minor bug fixes. It seems like when I'm playing my animations, my 3D animations or whatever in Tetra 3D, it feels like if I have a marker that indicates, for example, that a sound should play, it doesn't always consistently play, and I'm not sure why that is, because I reviewed this code, and it seems like it should work, but for whatever reason it's not. So I have to kind of look at this again. But otherwise, yeah, I added an accumulation buffer, which is very cool, very PlayStation 1. It's a little a little odd, but I think it works pretty well. So I'll show how that works in a couple seconds here. And also, let me grab some music. And how's everybody doing in chat before I forget to ask? Wait a second, is that super loud? No, it's not even enabled. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, let's go with the tempo. Carl Alado says, hello. eBoat Right says, doing great. Working on my ANSI ASCII roguelike. Excellent. Glad to hear it. What about me? I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. Thank you very much for asking. So, and let me zoom in here. So the way that this works is basically you can enable an accumulation buffer. So in like if you remember games on the PlayStation 1, a lot of PlayStation 1 like RPGs would do this thing where battle transitions, when you get into a battle in the overworld, it would like zoom in and twist the camera, and while it's doing that it would blur the screen. And that the way that worked is basically an accumulation buffer. It might have been a shader as well for some effects, because I feel like I remember, actually I might be mixing up my memory with the PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy X, PlayStation 2 Final Fantasy X, which had the same effect, but it had blurring. I don't think the PS1 had shaders. I don't remember, but I don't think it did, like actual shaders. But in any case, a lot of PS1 games, when you get into an overworld battle or something like that, it would like zoom the camera in, twist the camera, and also enable an accumulation buffer to give a very kind of blurry effect. So what an accumulation buffer is, and this is something that computer games also did, but not quite as much. Not quite as much anymore. They used to do it more. But basically, an accumulation buffer is a buffer that contains the result of the previous frame, and basically, as you play the game, it takes the current frame, puts it on the accumulation buffer, and then takes the current accumulation buffer and like puts it on too, right? So like you're putting the accumulation buffer result. Also, my character's very slightly sliding. I mean, he's just sliding. I'm not sure why. I have to solve this sometime. It might be a friction thing. But basically, an accumulation buffer. I guess I'll just show it. This is what the accumulation buffer allows you to do. This like trail effect. So what's happening is it's rendering the key, then it's putting that on an accumulation buffer, which is just basically the size of the render, which is the square, but it is kind of like growing. It's like constantly rendering stuff to this buffer, and then when it renders the buffer to the screen, or I guess when it renders something to the accumulation buffer, it's changing the color. So like whatever was there gets it gets turned red, but it also gets faded out. So over time you get this like cool blurring effect, and it can be either in front of or behind the main render, and that's what the accumulation mode allows you to do as well. You can say, for example, I want the accumulation buffer to be on top instead of below, and so you get this effect instead. So the accumulation buffer is on top. It's a little hard to see. I mean, you can see it's redder, but if we didn't do anything like this, let's say we did something more like this instead. So this will look like it's really blurry. Like the key is really blurry because it's blurring the results of every frame that it's rendering. Yeah, see, this is the result if you put the accumulation buffer on top of the main render. So it just like smears over the screen. Whereas if you do it the other way, the key is more clear and the blurring is like behind the key. So it gives you just a little bit more control over how you want the accumulation buffer to work. How you want it to kind of show on your scene. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool feature. And so I just added that basically to give a little bit more of like a PlayStation 1 PlayStation 1 feel to the game, or to the game. Yeah, so it's a cool little effect. It's not perfect, and I'm not sure if you would use this instead. I guess the upside of this is that it doesn't require you to really like do a lot of programming for this effect. You can just turn it on and then tweak the colors and you're basically done. Whereas if you wanted to do this in like an actual shader, you would kind of have to know some information about the direction of the trail, or if you were to do this in 3D, you would have to like make a 3D object that's the trail that rotates along with the key, which is doable, but at the same time, you may not want to do it. You may not want to do it like that. So it's a cool little effect. It's a cool little effect. I also add these power lines, which is nice, just for a little visual, just a little visual flair to make it a little bit more lived in, so to speak. Where'd the guy go? Is he over here? Where'd he go? There he is. Cool. So that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been working on. Sketchton says, "Wowie, how is that trail done?" I guess it's unfortunate. I just explained it. But basically, it's an accumulation buffer. So let me bring out a spread to kind of show it. I'm gonna need to open this anyway. Give me a second for it to load. But yeah, basically, if you I don't know, it's kind of interesting because like an accumulation buffer is something that like the old Blender game engine had the ability to do, and now I've like re-implemented it in Tetra 3D in software, kind of, or just manually. But basically, the idea is you have a camera, right, and it's rendering a scene. Let's say it's got a guy here. Okay, you already know. you're like, okay, that's exactly what I thought. But yeah, you have a camera. It's rendering this scene. And so there's a guy, he's moving, let's say, to the right, like that, right? And this is not just for you, Sketchton, but just in general for people who might not know what an accumulation buffer is. So you render this guy, he's moving right, and so the next frame, he's moved to the right again, right? So that's what a normal render is. But an accumulation buffer takes this and basically says, okay, well, he rendered right, but like that, he moved over, and we're copying it on the previous render. So Snow Bazaar says, is it like a render target? It is a render target, but it's built in to cameras because you have to reapply the accumulation buffer onto the buffer itself. So because like when you render something to a render target, you can't usually use the contents of the render target on itself. I think that's the case in OpenGL or Vulkan, wherever your graphics, whatever your graphics API is. I don't think it will support rendering something onto itself. So I decided to basically make this built in, because you have to have at least two buffers, like the main color buffer as well as the accumulation buffer, and then you're rendering. I guess we can actually look at the code now that I think about it. Let's see. But yeah, here we go. So if your accumulation color mode is on, then you clear the back buffer, you draw the accumulated texture to the back buffer, and then you clear the accumulated color texture, the result. So you have the back buffer that contains the basically the result from the last frame, and our current color texture, which is blank. Or I guess you could say the back buffer that contains the results from all previous frames, and our current color texture, which is blank. Then we draw the current accumulated back buffer onto the result with some draw options. So you can like fade it out, you can color it, whatever, as necessary. And then we draw the result of the current render, or at the last frame's current render, onto it, onto the resulting image, or vice versa, if you want the blur or the whatever, the result to be on top or below. So it's a little weird, but the idea is that basically by doing this, having this system where you're like turning on, using an accumulation buffer, you can get the effect of trails or objects moving and then like it fading out over time, that kind of stuff, which is cool. Also, I realized I had a... Oh, is it buffering? Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be buffering, is it? Seems fine to me. Okay, that was weird. But yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I noticed that I already had a handmade network account, so I'm gonna fill in the information for Tetra 3D and talk about it and stuff. And I know people are gonna be like, "This isn't, you're getting cache misses all over the place. You don't know how to do this. You're doing that." And it's like, man, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do something that doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to do something that's kind of crazy. But I mean, the upside of this is that this game is still like 30 megabytes, which is insane. And it's really easy to build too. So it's built, there's the game, and if we take a look at it, it is 33 megabytes. We can move it out of the main folder. Oh, well, we have to rename it. Move it out of the main folder. It's still 33 megabytes. We can run it from there. And it's the full game. That's kind of crazy. Like 33 megabytes for this is like tiny, dude. It's tiny. Like the biggest like memory suck on like the thing that's gonna like suck up the memory the most, or suck up your memory the most in a game is gonna be like the music and audio, because that's just, it's hard to compress. But like everything else is pretty, like 33 megabytes. You're gonna like download this thing and then get up to like get a drink, like get a cup of water, cup of coffee, and before you get up out your chair, it's gonna be downloaded. Like it's gonna be so fast. And that's crazy, because like you look at modern, like even modern indie games, and it's like, yeah, it's like 400 megabytes. Like even for a 2D game, it's like 400 megabytes, 300 megabytes. And this thing might come in like at 100 for a fully 3D, like, several hours long experience, which might be sick. Lottie says, how is it so small? Is because it's just code. it's just code and assets. Like that's basically it. There's no engine. There's no, like, I'm doing the 3D stuff myself. I'm doing the math for collision checking myself. So it may not be the fastest, but it's just pure go. So it's as simple as possible. I might be able to even make it smaller by using what's the name of the executable compression? XP UPX. I do have UPX. Okay, let's see if we can compress this. I want to see if I can get this even smaller. Oh, it got it down to 13 megabytes. 13 megabytes. Are you serious? 13 megabytes for this. That's insane, dude. This is tiny. This is a tiny 3D game. Thirteen megabytes? You're gonna before you even feel thirsty, you're gonna have the game's gonna be downloaded. You're gonna be like, it couldn't possibly be that small. And it's like, yeah, dude, this is the tiniest little thing. It's gonna be so small, dude. Like you're gonna go on Steam, people are gonna be like, I went to download this game, and it's like, did it download anything? It said immediately said that the download was finished. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like 20 megabytes. It's gonna be as small as possible. It's gonna be, I can use strip and UPX. Yeah, UPX. I just use UPX and managed to get like 50% almost savings. It's kind of hard to see, but over here is 13 megabytes, which is great. That's fantastic. Ocarina of Time is like 30 megabytes. What happened? I mean, like, that's the fun thing. That's the fun thing about doing stuff yourself, is just like having moments like this where it's just like, oh yeah, when it all works together, when it all like does what it should do, and everything is firing on all cylinders, you get a fantastic result. Download in a third of a second. Yeah, like my internet as well is really fast, so I would definitely appreciate a tiny executable. And that's the thing I think a lot of people appreciate is like, I'm looking at the Steam Deck rip Q2, but I'm looking at the Steam Deck like Reddit and like reset eras Steam Deck thread, and people are, or mainly I guess the Reddit Steam Deck Reddit, and people are like, I'm already filling up like my 512 gigabyte Steam Deck, or my like terabyte or 512 gigabyte SD card, and it's like, we can make stuff smaller. Why don't we just make stuff smaller? We can do it. It might take more work, but let's, like, I like the idea of making something as small as possible, where it's just like, this thing is 30 megabytes. This thing is 40 megabytes for a full experience. So yes, so this is good. This is really good. This is really good. So I'm happy. I'm proud of what I got. Let's see. Right, so that's what I was going to look at. Let me close this. I don't need to have it open. Blender. Let's see here. Okay, so I was thinking that I could replace the GUI system with Blender, because that way I would be able to have a little bit more control over where things are. Because I mean, like, this is fine, but I want to replace this with a 9, what's the word? Not a 9-piece, what's it called? 9-patch, a 9-patch window, background, and I don't want to have to code that myself if I don't have to. And also, I'm not sure if this is positioned properly. Is it not centered? I don't think it is centered. I don't think it's centered. Let's see, hold on. Oops. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to see. I'm not sure if it's centered. Anyway, but yes, we'll see. We'll see. I have to see if I want to replace the GUI. But I mean, it's not. Is it centered? Nah, it's not centered. It's definitely not centered. It's way too right happy. Evote says that's one of the reasons why I like things like Pico 8, because it exports your game into a PNG file that looks like a cartridge, and when you open it with Pico 8, it's your entire game. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. That ability to compress data and get something down to as small as it possibly can be. And then you look at, a lot of programs nowadays, and it's just like, it's massive. Things are massive. Games are massive. And it's like, is it really necessary to be massive? Like, do we really need it to be massive? In this case, my game is both low poly and low texture. Like, there's no normal maps, there's no specular maps. So, even in this state, it would be, 3 times the size if I, were aiming for, even PS2 level graphics. But at the same time, there's a lot of games that are low poly and they're, just high. They are just big. And in comparison, this is like, if I keep making games with Tetra, each of my games are going to be like 20 megabytes large. People are gonna be like, "What is this? Like, why is this so small? Is this some sort of virus?" And it's like, nah, dude, it's the game. It's just tiny. Okay, so we're good. We're good. We're good. So what I'm gonna do now? Let me switch the music up a little bit. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let me take a look at maps real quick. That's right. I need to fix this back. This needs to be back over here. Really just back here. There we go. All right. So I need to do a couple things here. I reworked the fences. I still need to make a gate here. I still need to make a gate here, and I still need to make a different house for this. So let's do that. Let's do that stuff because I'll need to do it at some point. Also, what the heck happened here? If it's less than 650 megabytes at the end, maybe you could do a limited run release on CD, maybe even with the soundtrack as CD audio on the same disc. Oh, that could be fun. That could be fun. Maybe I could do that. I definitely think it would be small enough to do that. I think it probably I don't know if I can aim for it, but I definitely think I can hit probably at this rate. This was 10 megabytes. How big was this? It's 14 megabytes for the Linux version. So I probably could hit like maybe 60 megabytes per version, and the CD can have all three versions on it for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and the CD audio, and probably would be like under 200 megabytes, under 300 megabytes. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. This is going pretty well so far. So let's make another house. We need to make another house at some point, and another gate. Let's do the gate first. Actually, now that I think about it, I want to do the gate. So we will delete this. We will duplicate this. Okay, yeah, so we're good. So this is the gate. Let's see. Okay, okay. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, okay. So this is an opportunity to do something kind of cool. All right, let's do that. We'll make it look a little fancy. I'm gonna change this because I want it to be a different color. That's good, I think. Yeah, it's better, I think. All right. So the gate, we will, I guess we'll put it on the same thing. I feel like we might be running out of space, but that's, at some point we're gonna run out of space, but that's fine. So we only need 1/2 actually. So let's see. Okay. Okay. This is kind of fun, dude. It's kind of fun to just like draw stuff. Let's see. I like that design. I feel like it's a little thin though. We might want to make it a little denser. Have you considered using a pixel upscale algorithm? It could have some really cool patterns. I hadn't considered that actually. That might be a good idea. Wait. Nope. 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 Yes. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good, I guess. Pixel scaler that does that. Oh yeah, is that the tool that's been on Twitter a lot, where people have been like trying out different pixel, like putting their pixel art through the scaler, and people have been like, "Wow, that looks great," or like, "Man, that looks like trash." Like there's two kinds of people: the pixel scaler enjoyers and pixel scaler haters. Is basically like that. That's essentially it. This isn't very even. I don't know if I want it to be even though. I don't think it's probably necessary to be too exact. I want to put something maybe here, and we can do something like that. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, let's keep it simple. I like the idea that it's just like a little bit to kind of keep it visually interesting while still being parsable. Something like that. I don't know if I like this shape. Oh no, it's getting worse. We'll just leave it like that. It's in our hand, okay? It's in our hand. Like I'm genuinely just trying to make this like not as bad as it possibly can be. Okay, that's not as bad. Uh 3 weeks of intense work coming up. I feel like my brain is in wait mode. Little 2D game engine. Yeah, 2D like making. I feel like there's a lot of fun to be had in making making like game tools. It feels very rewarding because it's like you kind of know going in what you're setting out to do, and you're not really like maybe I would feel different if Tetra 3D was sharpen the points a little bit more. Maybe something like this. It feels a little fat, maybe. Yeah, it's a little better. Oh yeah. Ebo's right says, I'm gonna head out. Okay. Thank you very much for stopping by. Well appreciated. TJK says, avoiding the certain image we're trying to avoid. Yeah, I think you're thank you for your assistance. Overall, this is pretty good. Oh yeah, I was gonna say maybe I would feel differently if I was like oh, I kinda like that. Maybe just this one. Or maybe we can just do like this. There we go. Non-contiguous. Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna say maybe I would feel differently about it, about making a game engine or, well, in this case, a game framework, more so. But maybe I would feel differently if it was like, just a bigger framework. But I mean, Tetra 3D is like as small as I can make it. It's just like it just does one thing basically. So I'm kind of fortunate in that I don't have to make like a lot of things that a lot of game engines have. I don't care about a lot of the things that game engines have, like physics. I'm just like, you know what? Can I like check to see if it's colliding? Yes. Okay, that's good enough. Which is kind of crazy because like despite the fact that like games have really complicated physics, I'm not certain if the vast majority of games use the biggest features of their physics engines. Like when you think of most, even AAA games, the character is probably not like driven by a physically accurate capsule or something like that. They're probably just like a capsule that just kind of slides around. And then the physics engine might be there for like, crates to explode or something like that. But in terms of like the fundamentals of like, what makes the game feel good to play, the character is probably not like really physically modeled, or it's not very accurate to real physics. So it's kind of crazy because like with all the effort that goes into physics, like realistic physics, I feel like the vast majority of games that are really fun to play don't use realistic physics unless the game is heavily about realistic physics, like a marble pushing game or something like that, where it's like this needs physics to work correctly because that's just what it is. It's a physics game. But I feel like the vast majority are not like there. So it's kind of an interesting kind of thing. I guess this doesn't have to be any specific size. We can just... Yeah, doing anti-aliasing here is going to be a little bit of a pain. Instead of, frankly, it gets even simpler if you explicitly avoid physics forces. Yeah, that's why my game doesn't use physics. I'm like, I don't think I need it. I don't think many games do. If it's character-based, it probably doesn't need physics. Instead of simulating normal force against gravity when standing on the ground, just make a state where no forces are applied. You don't need gravity at that point. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Where it's just like, it doesn't really matter. Or it's just, it's not that big of a deal. To be, like, it's better to be fun than to be accurate for games. Usually. Unless the point of the game is to be accurate. If it's like Gran Turismo or something, it's like, well, you know, maybe the cars in Gran Turismo are like physically modeled. Like their physics are exact. And you know, it's 100% accurate and stuff like that. I'm not gonna spend too much more time on this. This is taking too long. Let's see. Do I want to even anti-alias this at all? Because this one basically is basically just like one color. I should just probably push it more so like that. I feel like that's more accurate to the kind of simplified lighting that we're going with. So maybe I'll just do that. And then... contiguous, please. Okay, at this point I probably can just grab this. There we go. And then just go like... that. There we go. I should have done this with curves or something, but this is fine. I probably should have made it more angular now that I think about it. Well, you got some curves in there, that's fine. Why can't I hold Control Z? What the heck? Is this across every... No? Okay. A sprite for whatever reason is tripping. Like, you can't hold Control Z or Control Shift Z anymore. Strange. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be a bad time if I can't hold Control Z. Okay, this is probably easier anyway. Okay, this will work. Yeah, I might need to relaunch Ace Bright. Tetra 2D. Don't make me. Please don't make me do this. Not again. I'm already neck deep. In Tetra 3D. That. Huh? Did they that's weird. Okay. Tetra OS, please no. I'm not strong enough. Not for this. Not again. All right. So let's see. Where's I guess this would be a main section. Something like that. All right, I think that's pretty good. We'll go with this for now and see how this goes. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll go with that. That seems to be, I think, a pretty good fence. It's not perfect, but that's fine. I keep saying that and then continuing to work on it. That's how you get good stuff, dude. That's how you make good content. That's fine. All right, that's pretty good. We'll call that pretty good. You know what? Let's not yet. Hold on. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to just get this to be exactly, more or less exactly what I want, and it's getting there. That's fine. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. This looks like trash though. Better. better. Maybe? Something like that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so now we're just gonna go bonk. Actually, I never noticed, but yeah, I'm squeezing these. I didn't even realize. These should be. Or am I squeezing them? It feels like I am. I guess not. I guess I'm not. Okay, so that's the idea. For some reason, it feels like this isn't like wide enough. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Let's see. Right. Oh, okay. That's, I see kind of part of the problem here. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. Okay, something like this maybe. All right, something like that might do it. Cool. So now we can just do the same thing over here. Okay. Should have made this like more out of smaller, more logical units, probably. I guess it's fine. It doesn't matter. Give me another 1, 2. One more. There we go. All right. Something like that. How does it feel developing a game like this versus with an editor like Godot? I personally like it more, but I'm the creator of Tetra 3D, so I like doing stupid stuff. I like doing stupid stuff. Like, I'm the creator of this stupid application, so it's fun for me. But yeah, I mean, I personally find it very interesting. It's different. It's very different compared to. Also, this needs to seem. It's very different compared to you know, something like Godot or Unreal. There's definitely some you know, similarities in terms of in some things, but for the most part, it's very much so its own thing. For the advantages, I like that it's kind of like you have to decide how you want it to work, because this isn't a full engine, so I'm not doing certain things by design. For example, I'm not... Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where the... I guess this is fine. We'll go with this for now. So I'm not sure where the key goes. I kind of like this, actually. This looks pretty cool. Key would go here, but like, how does a key even look? I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, basically, it's the benefits are that you're working with just your. Well, okay. So there's a few benefits, I guess you could say. One is that by default, it's set up to work like this. So it's set up to work and kind of give you a PlayStation 1 style renderer by default. So you have accumulation buffers by default. You have depth-based fog by default. I'm sure that Unity and them and Godot have the same thing, but their fog is going to be more it's going to use a shader and stuff. This is more so like it's set up to be as simple as possible. So like the fog is not going to be using a shader. Well, I mean, it uses a shader, but it's not going to be using like a complicated like sky shader and stuff. It's going to be using just a pure depth-based fog like you would see on a PS1. So like if you're aiming for a PlayStation 1 renderer, this is kind of like aiming for that. So it's already there. It's not I would say it's complicated as Unity because it doesn't, or Godot because it doesn't do anything. Like it, it does do what it does do. It does do it, but it doesn't do anything more than that. So like, if you need something that gives you realistic physics, this isn't that. This is just giving you enough to get up and running for 3D. So if you want to something more complicated, this isn't tuned for that. But if you want something that it's kind of made, it gives you room to make your own engine or make your own game, then this is for that. So like, I guess the benefits are that it is as simple as possible to render things on screen, because that's kind of all it does, is render things on screen and allow you to check for collisions. So what you do from there is up to you. So if you need something more, this is going to be that. If you want something to be done for you apart from rendering and collision checking, this doesn't do that. But if you don't like Unity or how Godot or how Unreal, assuming you're making a game in this style, if you don't like how those engines kind of like say, okay, this is how your game should work, then this might work better for you, because the design of this is to basically allow you to render stuff, allow you to check for collisions, and that's it. So if you want something more complicated for like, oh, I want to be able to check collisions using this system, or I want to use oct trees, or I want to use binary trees, or I want to use KD trees rather, you can do that. If you don't like the built-in physics system, or the built-in collision checking system, or if you don't want if you don't want to use game objects, then you shouldn't have to do that. There is a node-based scene graph specifically for parenting things in Tetra 3D, but that doesn't like tie into an engine. It's just, that's how you display things or do parenting. So if you don't want to use those features, you don't have to. It's not like you have to use those features to get things on screen. So it's more so like a framework for 3D rather than Godot or Unreal or those engines, which are more engines for 3D. They're made to be easy to use, but really made to kind of approach a game from a single direction more so. So I don't know. The challenges of it is, I'm always fixing bugs. I'm always, dealing with things that, always fixing bugs, always, kind of working on something, fixing something, or, seeing why doesn't this work correctly, whatever. But the upside is that it's as simple as it possibly can be. Zyodic, hello. This gate looks horrible because it's it's so like chunky. It needs to be smaller. Okay. Yeah, so it's not perfect. It's not perfect, definitely. There's still rendering issues I need to sort out, but it's definitely getting there. It's definitely getting there. We'll just do this. Can I get the corner, please? All right. I was expecting a corner piece. I need 200%. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I mean, overall, the main advantage of this, I would say, is it allows you to make stuff without you really needing to be too proficient in how the engine works, because you're going to be making the engine. This allows you to make things in 3D, but it's not like it's saying like, okay, well, this is how you should do things if you want, your game to work. Like, this is where the update function happens. This is where this happens. This is where that happens. You may not have any of that stuff in your game, or you might approach it from a different direction. So I think it's just a little bit more customizable, I guess you could say, in comparison with existing engines that are just like, this is the way that it works. It's not nearly as performant as those engines, but the upside also is that by making it with Ebiton, it basically should work wherever Ebiton works. So if you want to, make something in 3D and have it run, on whatever platform you're targeting, as long as Ebiton supports it, it should work, which is cool. And sorry for rambling, but I'm not quite lost in the sauce, but I could see myself getting there. This renders sort of the same sort of way as PS1 games did by its simplicity. Instead of trying to vaguely emulate the aesthetic of that era, Lucretia says, no one talks about the fun level. If you're enjoying the engine you're using, that should also factor in its usefulness. Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Is the engine, Tetra 3D entirely is, for 3D, it's really tiny. It's a really tiny framework for making 3D games, and it works. I feel like surprisingly well, despite the fact that it's a software renderer. Like the Blender workflow is pretty tight, and it's fundamentally kind of easy and fun to use. So even though it's not super performant or super necessarily professional in terms of the things you can do with it, it what it does I think do rather well. It's not bug free or perfect, but I think that there's definitely room for, what was this previously? What can I hold undo? All right, maybe that was just, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I think what it does do very well, and I think comfort is something that's maybe more important than anything else when you're talking about making a game. Because making a game is a long form project. People don't usually make games for like a week or two or a month. Usually making a game takes a long time. So it's important for the process to be as comfortable as possible. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think if you are trying to make a PlayStation 1 style game and you're kind of bucking against Unity or Unreal or Godot, then this might be more so what you want. And this is definitely niche. It's definitely a niche way to make a game, but it's also kind of fun because it's like, prior to working on Tetra 3D with Ebiton, I had no real idea of how I would even make a game in 3D without a GUI. Like, I'm like, well, how do you get the data in there? How do you do a scene, editor? Where do you get the stuff that you need to make the game? How do you get the stuff from your IDE or wherever you're putting the game together? How do you get that into your game if you're doing it in code? Like I would investigate maybe JMonkey Engine as an example or something like that and be like, it's cool, but I don't see what's the application? How do you use it? Now I'm like, okay, I can see how you use it. So, I mean, like, I think if you're a fan of, frameworks, then this might be what you're looking for. And forgive me for taking so long on this, but this is a necessary part. It just was at a poor pixel resolution. I needed to do this in order to use it. swear this is so long, but it needs to be done. And we're almost done. We're almost there. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oh wait, no, I already said that. Never mind. But yeah, when I get my Steam Deck and this mess is running on there at 60 FPS and sucking down, you know, just a tiny bit of CPU, hopefully. Oh man, you better believe we're gonna have problems in a good way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Okay. Better. We're still. It's crazy that we're still like seeing parts of this that have not been rounded out. I feel like I've been over every part of it, and then I look at it, and it's like, nope, still missing part of it, or part of it is just bad. Excuse me. Okay. Better. Oh my gosh. I swear, dude. I swear. I don't swear. Because I'm done. There we go. I'm calling it. Time of death. Time of death. 4:32. Okay. Please just go there. Thank you. All right, that's cool. That's cool. All right, finally. It's kind of ironic, but to be more effective at 3D software, you basically have to write the software yourself. For me, I feel like I find it more interesting, or I just find it more fun. And I feel like certain things are maybe easier to do in software manually than other things. Like making the accumulation buffer might be a little simpler. And part of it, I think, is also like when you do something in an engine, you're working with the GUI. So even if you implement it well, it won't feel right because you can't see it, right? So like when you're writing code, you can be like, you know, A, then B, and then A, then B. And, you know, you can have confidence that that's the way it works. Whereas when you're working with an engine, it's like, well, I set this up so that I have A, and then I set this up so that I have B. So it should go A, B, A, B, but you can't see the code. You can't see how the engine updates. You can't see if it will ever swap them around or anything like that. And sometimes that causes issues, you know, if you rely heavily on the GUI or on what you see versus what the engine does. I don't know. It feels like when you do something in code, you can have more confidence in what it's doing versus when you have a GUI that's presented to you, then it's like, well, you know, I'm making this node that should render things out to a camera and then apply the texture to this object, but I don't know when that happens. I can, you know, look at the documentation and it says this should happen when this happens. So, you know, when I start the game, it should happen then. But is that on the first frame or is that on the second frame, on the beginning of the second frame? Does it matter? It might later, you know, that kind of stuff where it's like, you know, you're kind of giving up some knowledge of how the engine works in exchange for having an engine. just by necessity or just by existence. I have to re-export this. I forgot. Yeah. All right, that should be better. There's no need to make an engine, but the stuff you learn along the way is valuable. Yeah, I do think that I definitely got better at 3D math because of the stuff I learned. All right, that's pretty good. Definitely some clipping issues here, but or like material, transparency issues. Still waiting on material discarding. But this is pretty good. That's pretty solid. Can't walk through it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like, and that's the upside is like when you do things in engine, it's easy to kind of like take the engine for granted and be like, okay, well the engine will handle it for me. Versus when you do it in code, it's like if it's slow, it's because I'm doing something wrong. If it's slow, it's because I need to optimize the engine more. I need to optimize the rendering more. Or I need to optimize, that's better. I need to optimize, whatever. I need to optimize rendering. I need to optimize collision detection or intersection testing. I need to optimize more of the game. I feel like when you're making a game in an engine, it's easier to kind of like take it for granted and think like, oh, it will, compress stuff. Oh, it will optimize away bad code. And it's like, no, it won't. I don't know. It feels like it's more like immediately obvious if you do something wrong in code than in an engine. All right, so this is working. We're getting solid FPS, 75 FPS, and yeah, we're doing pretty well. So next, that actually was like something I needed to do for a while, and now that I've done it, I'm pretty happy with the result. It definitely like feels better, feels a lot more grandiose, and like there's something like it's important that you go in here. This is good. This is good. I'm happy. All right, let me get some water. Okay, people are gonna start stealing my engine. Feel free. If you mean like the engine for this game, like how this game works, I'm gonna open source it probably at the end. Like once I'm done, I'm gonna kick it up to a GitHub repo, or rather make the GitHub repo that I have this up on, make it public, so that people can like examine it. At least the code of it. I don't know about the assets. I have to see if I want to do that. But yeah, like I want people to be able to see how I made this. I think it'd be fun. But yes. I don't mind if people take Tetra 3D and use it for games, and also the ability to render stuff in 3D for 2D games is also really useful. Like we're doing for this game in the UI, we're rendering the cursor in 3D as well as the stuff you can interact with. So this is 2D, but this is a 3D object that's spinning and it's being rendered out to a texture. So like, being able to be like, oh yeah, just like, can I render this in 3D real quick? That's a cool feature that every 2D engine or 2D framework should be able to do that. Just because it's cool. Like, I don't know about everyone should be able to do that, but you shouldn't have to be like, oh, I have to move from GameMaker to Godot, or from whatever tool to GameMaker, or something, because I can't render things in 3D and I want to render something in 3D, so I have to restart my entire project that I started in Construct 3. I have to move it over to Game Maker Studio so I can do this stuff in 3D. And it's like, well, why not, build a renderer in Construct? Why not build a renderer in, Haxflixel or Haxpunk or Love 2D, and some of these frameworks I'm mentioning have 3D or engines have 3D functionality. Game Maker Studio has 3D functionality, I believe, but like if your engine or framework doesn't have it, or in Ebiton, for example, there's no 3D functionality. Why not just make a 3D renderer, so that you can make 3D games or render something in 3D as necessary? It's cool. It's a cool ability. And when I started it, I wasn't even sure if I would get the frame times necessary to hit, like a fully 3D world. Now I'm like, I could probably make Mario 64. Like I think I could, make that kind of a visual, that kind of a 3D, sprawling game, with Tetra 3D. I think I could do it. Like I think, the technology is there. Okay, so this is good. I'm gonna commit this because this gate took a while for us to do. Massive gate. And I'm committing this now because I am trying to figure out if I want to do a GUI system in Blender. It will definitely be easier to position things. So let's do it. Let's at least try and see how this works. So here's how this is gonna work. You can't make the camera its own like size, can you? No? Okay. Maybe I should make an add-on or add that to the add-on where you can change the camera size. That might be cool. Maybe even just the camera aspect ratio. Yeah, I can definitely see the use of that. That would be good to add. I'm gonna add that to the to-do list. I was gonna say let's do it, but I don't have an actual use case for that right now. So we're not gonna add it right now, but that is something we can add later. Can you not? I thought you could go backwards in VS Code when searching by pressing Shift Enter. Is that not the case? Maybe? I don't know what's going on. Okay. There we go. All right, so we will go back over here to, let's see. Go back over here to Blender. We'll move this. Can we get a lock here? Yes, please. Move this up. All right. This will be our inventory. This is perspective. Can we change it to orthographic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Is it 4? Okay. Like this, I guess, would work. Yeah, that's 1/3 of the screen. Okay, so this is going to be our inventory plane. Or this is really just gradient. Background. There we go. All right, so there's our gradient. This will be GUI. GUI. Can we get closest? All right. All right, cool. So this is the inventory. We will move the Tetra 3D up here. There we go. Save. Shape list. Save. Pack. Export. GLTF. Save. Okay, cool. All right. So now let's go over to the GUI, and this is where we're gonna be a little. It's gonna get a little weird. We're gonna basically start commenting out the things we don't need, because we're gonna be moving everything over to a 3D scene to get this to work. Because I think it'll be just easier to maintain. GUI cursor. That's fine. GUI cursor camera. That's fine. Cursor position. Target cursor position. Okay. So inventory panel. So we're not going to need a GUI panel anymore. This is no longer a thing. Okay. Delete this. At least not right now. No, we won't need a panel for this. Inventory panel. Nope. Yeah, because this was kind of a mess to manage. So we're just gonna comment stuff out that we won't need. Like this stuff. Okay, cool. So here's where we're gonna get a little spicy. So this is our inventory plane, which is fine. We're gonna duplicate this and rearrange this like so. Let's see, how big should the message box be? Maybe like a third of the screen. So if this is 2, can we size it down to wait. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is the message. There we go. Cool. This can be a wireframe. Well, that's good. This is fine. All right. So let's go ahead and just run this real quick and see what happens. Okay, so it does work. Display message. Let's see. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. You can just draw the text. All right, cool. So the thing that I have been thinking about also is I'm wondering if I should make a text object in Blender, or make it so that there's a text object in Tetra 3D that's basically a plane with text on it. The text is rendered using Ebiton's text, whatever, it's text object, and then it basically gives you a plane with the text mapped to it. Because I'm wondering if that would be a good idea. I don't know. Honestly, I kind of like that, like, just clean text at the bottom where there's just like nothing down there. I kind of like that. But we'll keep going. Lucretia says, what's your favorite cereal, Solar? And if you don't like cereal, what's one of your favorite foods? I do like cereal. My favorite cereal, I have a couple of favorites, but honestly, like Raisin Bran and Frosted Shredded Wheat are both like, they hit different. Like they're just it's very simple. Uh, you got your bran flakes for regularity. You got your fiber, and then you got the raisins, the little with the little dusting of sugar just to make it a little sweeter. It's not a lot of sugar. It's tasty. It's filling. It's a fairly solid meal. And then frosted shredded wheat is similarly sugar, a little bit of sugar on top of just like wheat. It's as simple as possible, dude. It's straightforward. Like frosted flakes or like Lucky Charms or whatever. Like that's it's a lot of sugar. Like it's just a lot of sugar, and it feels like it's unnecessary. Like just give me honey bunches of oats is good. Give me some like flavored Cheerios. It's straightforward. It's easy. Like maybe my favorite in terms of flavor might be like cinnamon toast crunch, because it's just like it does taste good. But like in terms of what I eat and enjoy, like I tend to rock. Also, I just realized my camera's been off center this entire time, but I tend to rock Raisin Bran. I like eating healthy. For a cereal, it's easy to eat healthy because healthy cereals are just like cereal is inherently something you eat to just kind of fill yourself up. Like it's not there's not a huge difference between healthy tasty cereals and unhealthy tasty cereals, because it's like for the most part the difference is just how much sugar is in it. So do you want a lot of sugar or a little sugar? It's like I don't need a whole bunch of sugar. Just give me Raisin Bran. Give me frosted shredded wheat. It's sweet enough. That's fine. You get that the big old face of sugar on the frosted shredded wheat. I don't need the rest of it to be sweet. But like in terms of like my day to day, like what I eat for dinner or what I eat for lunch, like I don't eat particularly healthy. Sometimes I'll eat a burger and fries or whatever. Will I ever give you the room tour? No. Probably not. Probably not. I don't think so. Not today, definitely. But um I doubt that I will do it. Okay, so this is working. So we will then draw. Well, the reason why I'm thinking about making a text object is because I could place the text object somewhere in here and then have it updated and stuff in real time. So I wouldn't have to pain. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Probably. Yeah. So I guess what we'll do, since I'm not sure, for now, as I don't want to take too much time here, and we'll see if we need to do it, we can do it. But I also like the idea that the text or any other 2D elements are kind of rendered in like pure 2D. I'm actually already stretching the portraits. Yeah, if I'm already stretching them, there's no point in worrying about it, really. So the portrait can definitely be a 3D object, a 3D plane. Okay, so the portraits can be here. There we go. Okay, so this is here. Oh, backface colon can be on these. This can be, let's wireframe it. There we go. Okay, so there's our dude, our portraits. We will make it, doesn't really matter, but we'll make it closest. There we go. All right, and we have, yeah, export on save. So the portraits, we don't have to actually load the image. We just have to animate it. How will I do that? Well, I guess it's fine. We'll just do something like this. Okay. So we'll do this. So this has. Do we actually use this? It doesn't seem like we do. Oh, for fading it in and out. Okay, so then we're gonna need to say message dot. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting because we're cutting out a lot of code by doing this. Portraits message. So really, this doesn't need. We're not gonna be using a lot of this stuff. Let's see. Okay. All right. I feel like this could be simplified, but alas. Wait, do I already have an items thing? I do. Okay, so then I can just move this to the items, or items to this. Append scene. Yeah, because all the items can be here. And then all of the GUI stuff can be here. Save. Okay. So then we don't need items anymore. All right. Cursor can also be moved into here. Cursor can go. Okay. Save. Do we still have everything in here? Yes. I mean, I guess we could probably move the cursor. No, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. Oh, different scenes can have different render sizes. Isn't that true? That is true. Oh, okay. Well, that makes things a little easier. All right. So, oh yeah, this is no longer cursor. So this is just GUI. This is not GUI cursor anymore. This is going to be library. Scenes. All right, so load GLTF. Options. Okay, now I might need a different camera size. Yeah, let me get some different music. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. Cursor camera is going to be Here. Okay, so the cameras. Okay, so we're doing that here. So why do we even do this? We can just pass no. Oh wait, no. I nearly forgot. This actually it should be goals. There we go. Okay, so let's see. So we're making a new message. We're loading the scenes. Resizing everything. For now, we're keeping this as simple as possible. We're drawing the displaying message. All right, so let's try this again. There should be basically no change. Okay, cool. So there is no portrait here, which is correct. We can see the frame data, which is cool. So what we're gonna do here, go back over here. Right, so we're gonna need this. There we go. Lucretia says, forgot to ask. So these characters have names, the NPCs and the player character. Player character. Player character does have a name. I forget what it is. I wrote it down in master plan. The NPCs do not have names yet. I forgot to name them. But that's something I wanted to do, is add a name tag. Or I don't have a name for them, but I want to add like a name tag or something here, or somewhere on screen. So that's what we'll do. This is part of that process, is doing this in Blender. That allows us to make things a little more easily and quickly, and position things, more accurately. So it should be better. So we'll probably do that too once we get this up and running. Okay, so no change. Good. So what we're gonna do, let's see, fx is 8. X divided by, oh no. Width. Width and height of the file. Oh, okay. So then I will need to load the image to know. Oh. Huh. Let me take a look at some of this data real quick, because I don't want to have to load the image if I don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at portraits.json. Does it have the width and height of the overall image? It does. Size. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. There we go. Width. Source size. That source size. Okay, that's this stuff. Frame data. Frame data. Got it. Okay, XY. Let's see. Where is the data about the size of it? It is here under meta. Okay. Image path. Okay, so frame JSON. Get JSON meta dot size. Let's see if this works. All right, let's try that. Wait, frame, hold on. Frame coordinates. All right, so in message.portraits width, and then also frame width. So I just want to see, this should allow us to basically know how big the exported image is versus how big the frames in the image are. Yes. Okay, so this works. All right, so this should then give us like fractions. Dun, dun, dun. Better. All right, so then what we're gonna do now is we want to render this scene. This can be invisible. We don't need this to be visible. Where's the... Hold that up. This is invisible. All this stuff can be invisible. Say. Let's see. Actually, I guess we'll just do this here in GUI system. System GUI dot. We want to render this scene. GUI scenes. All right, so that should be done, and then GUI dot This might be easier if we had the scene directly. That's okay. I guess we'll just do this. Draw image. Camera gallery. All right, so something like this. Okay, no change, so that might be good. Let's see. Let's say we wanted this to be visible though. Okay, better. Not perfect, but better. I think it might not be applying the texture. Is that what the issue is? Let's see. Is it not applying the texture? Yeah, where's the rest of the... Oh. Well, I still didn't fix it though. Let's see. Yeah, where's the texture? Why isn't that applying the texture? Okay, now it's applying. There we go. Okay, we're good. There we go. Okay, so now it should be loading. All right, let's give this a shot. See how this goes. Okay. So this works pretty well. Portrait's a little big and it takes up too much of the screen, the gradient on the bottom. So we can resize this stuff. Let's go to layout. That might be easier for us to see. Yeah. I guess it's fine horizontally. We just want it to be shorter. Maybe something like that more so, which means this can be... something like that. I should implement hot reloading, but I haven't done it yet. Yeah, it's still a little big. Let's make it smaller. That might be better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. So now here's where we get this is where we kind of get involved. So if the message text is not equal to nil, yeah, I guess I just don't have the scene. All right, let me just make the scene. UI scene. I should probably just... How do I want to do this? This is interesting. I'm like, do I want to have references all over the place? Hmm. I guess this is fine. I guess this would be the inventory. Well, that's fine. The UI cursor items. All right, so this should be better. GUI. All right. So we're drawing the GUI camera. Rendering and drawing. Okay. Portraits. Portrait. Oh, 0. All right, so now I want to animate this thing. So maybe we can repurpose the texture animation for this process, because the texture animation works thusly. Well, I mean, I guess we don't really have to do that, do we? We could just define it in code. A minor jump scare. But yeah, these were some portraits I did. These are old. I was like, this is just maximally creepy. All right, so I don't really want to reanimate these though. And I'd like to see if it's possible to do this easily. So maybe we'll do it like this. Frames. Yeah, this will work. So you can use a texture player if you already have the vectors, then you can send them manually. That works. So then this we can just say instead player dot apply offset. There we go. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So then we can go back over here and we can say portrait, right, animate player. All right, and the vertices will be system.gyscene.root.get portrait. Dot mesh parts 0. All right, cool. So what we did all that, and then we can just, this is still visible. All right, so if we did this correctly, if this works, then we should be able to. We're just gonna comment this out real quick. So actually, we don't have to do all this here. Oh wait, new message. Yeah, it's down here. All right, cool. So now when we want to animate this, all we do is go to here, and then we just say, well, I guess there's two things. So we still have to actually get this now that I think about it, because we want to make it visible or not on demand. So we'll do that here. Portrait.set visible through. Okay, and then here we can just say message.portraitPlayer.apply UV offset FX FY. That's fine. We don't need, yeah. All right, cool. So basically this should still work. Cannot use FX. Okay, this is, it's gotta be a float 64 instead. So I think vectors are float 64s, yeah. All right, so this should work. So now it should be animated, just like it was before. It's not animated like it was before. All right, let's see. All right, so there's definitely vertices here, but it's definitely not animated. Are we calling? Am I not calling? No, I'm still, yeah, FX and FY change. Yeah, okay. Plus. Let's see. Let me close this real quick. So the numbers are definitely like moving, but it's not applying the UV offset. Portrait player. Wait, portrait player. Yeah, we're not calling update. Why is this not working? Reset. Oh, reset does that. Okay, never mind. That's why. Oh. Interesting. OG offset. This offset X, offset Y. Is this actually working? Let's see. Okay, so it definitely seems to be getting the object, but it doesn't seem like it's updating or something. Why is it still visible? Maybe. I'm not clearing stuff. That might be it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool. All right, so that's exactly how this is gonna work. So now we can just change this to be blue. Can we get like a royal blue actually? There you go. No, let's get something like that. Yeah, okay, that's the better color. Cool. So now we can like add a frame if we wanted to add something here. This also can be simplified. We can. Well, we will want to set. We might want to set these individually. So yeah, this should work. This should work. Hold on. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. Portrait set visible. If that's that. Okay, so now we just do the same thing for the message window, which is this sucker here. So we get this. We don't have to do that. Now that I think about it. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hold on. So we do need actually the message win here so that we can get message win dot color dot a. All right. So we need to position the text. So I'll do that here using an empty. We will use it like this. We'll put it here. That way we don't have to do any complicated stuff. We can just say text start save. This doesn't matter. Actually, that's fine. Oops. Message box Y. Okay. I'm just thinking, hold on. Okay, so GUI camera is this. So then we can say all right, so I think we're basically there here. Text pose dot 0, because this has to be. I think that these are absolute values. Yeah, text position. Actually, this might work. This might work exactly as is. Yeah, it does. Okay. So looks like that's where the period is. So we want it to be like there. I need to make it like a hot reloader so that whenever I change a GLTF, it just reloads the game. That'd be good. Okay, yeah, this is fairly accurate. Cool. I guess we can do that with reflex now that I think about it. Can we get this to be a brighter blue? Okay. All right, so we're basically back at parity with this system, which is good. Yeah, that's pretty solid. So we still need inventory. We still need the item rendering, but this is good. This is really good. Yeah, this is very good. A text object would be nice, but it would be kind of a lot of work. So that's fine for now. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this. All right. Let's see. Next, we'll need to implement the inventory system. So this dude can be set to be visible. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Skeleton has to go do other stuff. All right. Thank you very much for stopping by, nonetheless. Oh, I'm pressing. This is straight up the wrong thing. Psh. There we go. Cool. It's a little big. Let's kick it over. All right, so let's see. I guess I gotta make a function to make it simpler, couldn't I? Better. All right, so get node. We're looking for inventory text. Draw text. Okay. Okay, let's go over here. This can just give us, you can take load 64. And convert. Better. Better, better, better. Let's see. All right. Crunch. Let's see. Inventory title, is that the name of it? Inventory title. Let's see. I could really go for some Raisin Bran right about now. All right, so this is working. Position on the x-axis is kind of off. Let's see. $26. Camera's GUI camera, yeah. $771. Oh, it's centered. My bad. Okay, that's what I was like, what's going on? Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. Toolbar, house key. Camera, let's see. I guess we could just do it like this. Okay. I guess the cursor could just be here. It doesn't have to be in a different scene. Yeah, that would be even simpler than what I was doing. We will make this simpler. We will make it invisible. So we don't have to render any of this. Because we're already clearing the camera, aren't we? Yeah, okay. We can do this here. So rotate, we don't need to do that. So much simpler. If it's not going to crash. That's because cursor scene no longer exists. So it's X and Y? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I was like, what's going on? All right, let's see. Justin says, guessing he's using Raylib Go? No, I'm using my own 3D renderer. And collision detection, like 3D collision intersection library. Let's see. Oh, it's called Detach 3D. The link is in the description. Check it out. Why is it like off, like sliding off horizontally? Okay, text position is here. Y is here. Okay, that's correct. Oh, I see. Interesting. An intriguing problem. Okay. Actually, I guess we could just do like this. Justin says, "Oh, nice, impressive, man. Looks great. Thank you. Thank you very much." All right, better. Okay. So there's supposed to be a cursor here, but it's not there. Why is it not there? Let's figure it out. Yeah, this is incorrect. Why is this so high? Target cursor position 1 equals text position 1. Oh, this is incorrect. Yeah, it's supposed to be item dot Oh, I see why this won't work. Okay. Hold on, let me think. Okay. That actually won't solve it either. The issue that I'm having now is that I'm drawing positions on screen, like in 2D space, but I need to convert that to 3D space. This is quite an interesting conundrum. There's probably something else going on that also wouldn't work, but this is part of the problem. So this should be moving like this. All right, so there's a couple of ways I could solve this. Let me think. I is equal to GY selected inventory index. Then we want to move the cursor to point to the item, but the item doesn't exist in 3D space. So what do we do? Either we make it exist in 3D space, or we add a function. Let's see, world to view. Yeah, there's a couple of ways to solve this, but I guess I'll do it the simplest possible way. So we could do that. So basically the GUI is exactly so big. Then we can multiply the percentage down the screen by that amount to get basically where it is on screen. We could try that. Let's see. Okay. What's this 16.9? 16 is this, multiply it by 6, 3.375. For now, we can try this. Okay, so that might work. Let's see. Oh, did I said it's invisible? Yeah, okay, that's the issue. So it can be invisible, that's fine, but we just need it to be visible when necessary. All right, and then it's false here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Alright. Something like that should work. Let's try this. Better, better, better. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing? We don't need this anymore. Cursor position. Better. Maybe? Let's see. It doesn't seem like it's moving though. Or not, it doesn't seem like it's not moving. Yeah, I guess actually we don't care about the X position that much. Or in this, it's moving, but it doesn't seem like it is. should be Y, right? Not Z. Yeah. Hold up. Let me just make sure. It's not like moving vertically, and I'm not sure why. Now it is. Oh, psh. Because it's got my bad. I was straight up forgot that the Blender's axes and Tetris 3D's axes are different. I was like, this is Z and this is Y. It's like, well, yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same otherwise. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right. We're getting there. Let's see. Let's make it rotate a little bit faster. Also make it a little bit smaller. I guess it could stand to be twice as thick and maybe like a little bit smaller. All right, cool. I want the debug stuff to go on top. All right. There we go. Oh. That's why. Unfortunately, this doesn't, like, we can't use this on, it's not taking into account how long it takes to draw the GUI. That's the only unfortunate part. But overall, this is pretty good. Cool. Let's see. Portrait. Portrait. That's set. All right, so that should allow us to fade the portrait in and out at the same rate. You take their geometry intersection code for your job. Yeah, open source is very useful. Very useful. Portrait color A. Why is the color? Hmm. For some reason it's fading in and out incorrectly. Girl says, I got quite unfocused and that slipped you into working on your 2D aim. Interesting. I guess that's good. I suppose it's good that I got quiet and focused. Let's see. Why is the alpha not fading out correctly? Let's do a quick test and move it outside of the range of the portrait. Okay, I kind of thought that might happen. Oh, that's why. Okay, this needs to be transparent. That's not why. It's opaque. Pop-up blend. It's transparent. Nightmare Zero says, hello, what are you working on? Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm working on moving my GUI code from doing it all in code to using Blender as a GUI editor. So far it's going pretty well, except for this one color issue, color blending issue. I don't think this is the issue, but let's see. This might be part of it. We'll see. Let's try this. Yeah, what's up with that blending? Is it not scale? Let's see. Ouch. Let's try something real quick. I feel like I'm on the right. I don't know if I'm on the right track, but I feel like I'm close to figuring out what the issue is. For some reason, the portrait is fading out incorrectly. But if we place it, we can do something like this so we can see actually. Maybe it's because of draw order. Is it definitely on different depths? Like this should draw after because it's alpha blend. Also, I got an idea that might be cool. Oh, oops. Okay. Not sure if this will work, but we'll see. No, that's okay. I thought it'd be cool. I thought something would be a cool idea, but it's like, that's not really necessary. That's okay. This is working fine. How's it work, the GUI? Basically, I'm placing things in Blender. So I have the cursor here. I have the inventory text title, as well as the start of these inventory items here. The message window is here. The text in the message window starts here. So like I'm placing things here because it's easier to place them visually, and you can easily like resize things on the fly. But the issue here is that the player's portrait is fading out incorrectly. And I think part of it is that it's like it might be drawing it's drawing incorrectly, but I'm not sure exactly how or why. I get maybe this needs to also be transparent. I feel like it shouldn't have to be, but let's try it, see what happens. Now it always is transparent. Interesting. Well, if we just make it so that that's super far out. Oh, that might actually be the issue now I think about it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that does work. That does work. Alright, cool. Cool. Excellent, excellent. Let's do something nice. Let's actually take advantage of this new functionality by doing a couple things. One, and this wasn't working before. Opening, rather. Okay, cool. We're gonna make a frame for our portraits. I guess we could place it here. It doesn't have to be anywhere in particular. Can I just add a new empty frame? Yeah. TJK says, at this rate, you should just add a plugin to Blender, which runs a Tetra 3D Go server, so that you can treat Blender like a full-fledged game editor. And all it does is launch new Tetra 3D processes with networking, so you can stream changes. That's an idea. I don't know. I feel like that might be over engineering, but at the same time, I like the idea of just like absolutely owning what this is. I have to think about it, but that I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Okay, so something like this. All right, so something like this. I don't know if I'll keep this because this is very pixel arty and it may not really match the style of the rest of the game, or the portraits rather, specifically, but we'll see. In this case, I'm just gonna make 4 pieces of the 9 patch, and then mirror them. Yeah, something like that. Say, okay. All right, so something like that. We'll go with this idea. And then we'll just like go like, I don't know, dude. Give me like a question mark here. This is the upside of this design is we can do stuff and then, you know, use, like, it doesn't have to be perfect because we can use parts of this texture, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have to use this block. We can use pieces of it at will. It'll make more sense, I think, once we get there. All right, something like that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do it as a PNG. Or export, yeah, my bad. All right, cool. Now we can go. There we go. Actually, I guess I could just. There we go. This is how it basically would look. I think that's the idea. Nope. There we go. All right, so yeah, we can definitely do something a little nice here. That's not what I meant to do either, dude. Yeah, it needs to auto. Yeah, I need to build hot reloading in. I still haven't done that. All right, so that should kind of get us there. I mean, I don't know if I actually will use this, but this is the idea. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. So the idea is that it would be a question mark here. Let's see the name tag, maybe up here. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I like this design or not. I think, well, it looks nice. I don't know. It feels like maybe it'll work. Maybe it would work okay. Here, let's see. Why is it flashing? Okay, yeah. It's because when we go to here, it needs to be... Let's see, hold on. Okay. We'll just do that for now. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little chunky. That's the thing that's a little weird about it. Better. Yeah, not sure if I like this portrait. Well, maybe it's just a little too big. Let's try making it smaller. I guess we could try something like that. But now it's not, like, now it's like crunchy. That's no good. There's a couple ways to solve this, but for now I'm just like, We could solve this a couple of different ways. I'm not sure if I like this, though. Maybe the border is just too big. Maybe it could be like this and just be smaller. Have more wiggle room. Not bad again. I keep pressing the wrong button. All right, that's better. Arms. That kind of works. Then maybe I should just remove all the backgrounds entirely. And then it would just exist on top. Portrait below the frame so it can be bigger. No, I don't think I want to do that. It's cutting through because it's... Is it because it's... It should be alpha... Oh. Alpha blend. This is interesting. This is definitely interesting. Oh, but this isn't alpha blend. It is alpha blend. The draw order is messed up. Lines. Oh, you can't see it because of the webcam? Whoops. I'll be over here. I'll be over here if you need me. It's drawing underneath. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like the portrait. I need to make it fade out, but maybe this actually will work pretty well. That could kind of work. It's gonna look a little jank until I change. Let's see. We can make it so that the viewport is instead 1920 by 1080. Maybe just a divider instead of a frame. No, this is just super like low poly but high res, which is an interesting look. I kind of like that look too. That like super high like resolution but low poly. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna use the frame after all, I guess. We will leave everything the same. Nope. Nice try, but no. There's still a lot to do, but overall, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So we're gonna put the thing here. Put the render, and then that'll probably be it for today because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Let's see, or maybe I'll just stop here. I'm so done. Okay, maybe we can use this for the item thing. So we'll make a new thing here. It'll just be a straight up 9 patch. Or can we, is there a GUI thing? Do I have a GUI? Yeah. I do have a 9 patch, alright. Why is it not? What the heck? Dude, I don't know what's up with the A-Sprite or my computer or what. Like, why is it not selecting the item? Oh, okay. I guess I must have been copying the frame. Like, the frame in the animation. Alright. Alright, item render frame goes here. Perfect. This will be background, image. All right, so portrait. All right, here we go. Item panel. So I guess we could just do it like this. Let's see. If item name is not equal to nil or not equal to blank, then yeah, we can make this transparent. It can be just opaque. That's fine. Oops. Oh yeah, we don't have to do this here. We just do it here. Let me see, hold on. There we go. Item scene, item display model. Cool. This is getting simpler and simpler the more I work on it. Cool. So GUI.item or GUIC.root.get item render frame. Let's see. So this should make the frame appear or not. Okay, cool. It works. Seems like it is black for some reason. We have to make it shadeless. I forgot. Oops. All right, there we go. So now we have our nice frame here. It's a little big, but we'll see. And then we just have to put the render from the camera there. So we're gonna take this. We're gonna add another plane. Place it something like this. Render. Say if we will apply it here, it will be background, backface, shadeless. There you go. All right. Cool. So now what we're gonna do when this is running, well, let's see, we got the display model. If the display model is not equal to nil, then we, let me think, how do I want to do this? I guess we'll make this its own thing. Well, no, I guess this will work. Yeah, I guess this will work. We just have to make sure it's unwrapped correctly. Save. All right. Oh, but it needs to be transparent. That's the issue. I was thinking, like, what's the problem? Trying to see how I want to do this. Oh, I probably can just use the material color. Okay, that's what we'll do. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's going to be visible. Yeah, okay, never mind. So this is cool. Let me just say if GUI.item display model is not nil, then frame dot mesh parts dot one dot material. GUI dot item scene dot it. Oh wait, how do I do this? Let's see. So this is the, I think I have it like this is the item and then this is the model. So this is the item and then we want the camera. Okay. Type. Oops. Let's see. I guess I can also do first like that. Camera. Camera dot. Okay, and then something like that. Let's see if this works. Immediate crash, which is a good problem to have. Let's see. So there's no camera, item display model. Oh, wait. GUI item seen, root get item name. Oh, item root. Oh, yeah. It would be easier if we just got the root. Okay. Yeah, we don't even need the model exactly. We can just rotate. Oh no, we have to rotate the model. Yeah, okay. Rotate. Okay, cool. All right, so let's give this another shot. Ooh, wow. Good lord, that's a that's a heck of a visual. That's not at all what I was going for, but wow. Okay, I'm not sure where how this is happening. Let's see. Let's see. For now, let's just render the color texture. It might be flipped as well, but we'll see. Yeah. Oh, is it because I turned off? That is part of it. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, we need to explore that. All right, that's part of it. Okay, cool. So I think it's just, this is rotated. So we just have to rotate it like 90 degrees. Oh, and the material color is pink. I forgot. That's why it's pink. That's crazy how I can like influence it like that. Cool. Okay. And this is invisible initially? Yeah. Then we're good to go. Or at least we would be. Okay, that one definitely works. But crowbar is empty. I wonder why. Let's see, item display. Oh, hold on. A crowbar model is a 0, 0, right? Camera, okay. Well, this is interesting. Why is the camera not reporting? We're not seeing anything. Oh. Oh, yeah. 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 Okay, it's because I forgot to turn on the accumulate color mode, but I'm using the color text accumulate color texture. That might be why, or that is why. But I'm wondering if I should make this like foolproof or not. I guess I don't. I guess I could. It would go here instead. There we go. All right, cool. All right. So overall, managed to get quite a bit done in terms of just like redoing things and cleaning up our code and stuff like that. A lot in GUI, a lot of stuff in GUI, but overall it's simpler. It's way simpler. Like look at all this code we cut out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. And it's working pretty well. We can take this out. Yeah, so it's been real. It's been fun. I'll have to catch you guys on the flip side next time. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to support development, please check out the links in the description to my itch and Steam pages for Masterplan, as well as my Patreon. And I'll catch you guys later. And maybe next time I'll have even more content. I'll have even more done. It's very encouraging to see my own progress. So I'm pretty stoked about the future, the near future on this project. All right, thank you very much for watching. I'll be catching you guys later. See ya.